to restore good governance, peace, order, and security. In these circumstances, having soberly reflected on and evaluated the political situation in Rivers State, and the governor and deputy governor of Rivers State having failed to make a request to me as president to issue this proclamation as required by Section 305, Paragraph 5 of the 1999 Constitution as amended, it has become inevitably compelling for me to invoke the provision of the Section 305 of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, 1999, as amended, to declare a state of emergency in Rivers State with effect from today, 18th March, year 2025, and I so do. By this declaration, the governor of Rivers State, Mr. Similai Fubara, his deputy, Mrs. Ngozi Odu, and all elected members of the House of Assembly State are hereby suspended for an initial period of 6 months. In the meantime, I hereby nominate Vice Admiral Ibok-Ete, Ibas retired, as administrator to take charge of the affairs of the state in the interest of the good people of Rivers State. For the avoidance of doubt, this declaration does not affect the judicial arm of Rivers State, which shall continue to function in accordance with their constitutional mandate. The administrator will not make any new laws. He will, however, be free to formulate regulations and may be found necessary to do his job, but such regulations will need to be considered and approved by the Federal Executive Council and promoted by the President for the state. This declaration has been published in the Federal Gazette, a copy of which has been forwarded to the National Assembly in accordance with the Constitution. It is my fervent hope that this inevitable intervention will help to restore peace and order in Rivers State by awakening all the contenders to the constitutional imperatives, binding on all political players in the Rivers State in particular and Nigeria as a whole. Long live a united, peaceful, secured, and democratic Rivers State in particular, and the Federal Republic of Nigeria as a whole. God bless you all for listening. Thank you.
Any more contributions? Any more contributions? So we put the question. Are we ready for the question? Are we ready? Those in support of this request of Mr. President as amended should say aye. Aye! Those in support of this request from Mr. President as amended should say aye. Those against should say nay. There is it. Thank you very much. Clerk. Any more contributions? Any more contributions? So we put the question. Are we ready for the question? Are we ready? Those in support of this request of Mr. President as amended should say aye. Aye! Those in support of this request from Mr. President as amended should say aye. Those against should say nay. There is it. Thank you very much. Clerk.
Good day and welcome to Beyond the Headlines on GbaramatuVoiceTV, and it's Saturday's special edition, and this is where we bring you top stories, our biggest stories shaping the week. And I am Agogo Iniko, but I'm not here alone. I've got my co-host.
Yes, as usual, good day. Best Lower is my name. Yes, this is Beyond the Headlines. From politics to culture, business to human interest story, we've got it all lined up for you. Good morning and welcome to this wonderful show.
All right, we'll be taking you through exclusive reports, in-depth analysis on stories, politics, and happenings around you. So just want you to get glued to your screen, sit back and relax, because we'll have a whole lot to delve into this beautiful day. Yeah, so talking about our first story about the South governors, yes,
coming
together and to reject the Rivers State emergency state of emergency. What do you have to say about that? Yes, and now talking about the South governors, there are some persons who have also drawn back. People like the Edo State governor and the Cross River State governor.
The Edo State governor and Cross River. They've actually withdrew from this.
I don't know what you guys are doing.
They are not part of this and all of that.
It's been this. In fact, this week has been so dramatic. It's been bows everywhere coming.
They've called it. They said. In fact, the constitution, the condition that is supposed to be met in that constitution for putting in a state of emergency, they said it was not met.
According to them, according to the South governors, they said that on cases of war and invasion or breakdown of public order, but I don't think any of these
or natural disaster.
Yes, but there was nothing like that. But then Mr. President is also saying that it's Governor Fubara went against setting rules, setting his own. So how many constitutions do we have in Nigeria?
Fact, we have just the
1999 constitution.
Exactly.
But
and I believe that is what the South governor firm is actually talking about. They are actually dismissing the fact that there are certain things that should warrant states of emergency and all of that. And I also believe to that in cases of natural disasters, war and all of that, that is when state of emergency should be put in place in a state. And if they said nothing has actually warranted that, there is no war in River
State. It's more of a political struggle. So do you have interest in River State, or is that something we do not know?
In fact, I've actually seen the video going viral. Video of Senator
Dickson,
representing the Bayelsa West.
Yes, challenging the Senate President
Akpabio. Talking about the same Rivers issue, saying it has not warranted to all of this, and it is actually imposing. All right, this is the video playing on the screen.
Yes.
Many of us.
Okay, let's watch the video now.
You are a former governor. I'm a former governor. Let us please off the mic. Sit down. Please be seated. I watched you on television, and you said no matter what the Senate does, the Senate will never go with you. The Senate will not go with you. You said no matter what this Senate does, the Senate will not have your vote on anything the Senate does. That's what you said on television. I don't know, but I'm saying that if you have already made up your mind to go and talk on television when the Senate has not even considered any issue, I want to let you know.
To me, please.
I'm not arguing with you. I'm only saying, please allow me to preside. Allow me to preside.
Make my point.
Stand up and make a point.
Thank you, Mr. President. Please, we must have mutual respect for all of our colleagues, okay? And I do have regard for you, particularly as our presiding officer.
I appreciate
And I think that should be reciprocal. Now, the point of order, Mr. President, Henry Siraki Dickson, Bayelsa West. The point of order I rose to address is to draw the attention of the presiding officer and our colleagues to the specific provisions of our rules. Each one of us is guided by two documents: the Constitution of the Federal Republic, upon which we were sworn, and the rules that govern our proceedings. The proclamation has been read to us, and I wanted to draw your attention, Mr. President, respectfully, and the attention of all our colleagues, to the specific provisions of our rules. Order 135. The framers of this are very exhaustive. Once you say state of emergency declaration, there is a procedure.
Can you read 135?
Let me read it. say, look, 133, when the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, by instrument published in the Gazette of the Government of the Federation, issues a proclamation of a state of emergency in the Federation or of any part thereof, he shall immediately after the publication, A, B, C, D. Now, since you have read it, now let me go to 135. The President shall, in a closed session, brief the Senate on the circumstances of the proclamation of a state of emergency.
Your point of order is upheld.
Thank you. So let's go to the closed session.
Please, he was about to move the motion for a closed session.
Thank you, sir.
In line with our rules. The rule is embedded in the heart of the Senate leader. He was about to move that motion for us to go to closed session.
Yes.
When you raise it, but I'm happy that you are reading your rules. So your point of order is happily upheld. Yes, Leader of the Senate.
Mr. President, very distinguished.
All right. Yes, that was the video, where they were having the discussion. And you saw it where you read out from the Constitution, Senator Dickson, talking about this Rivers state of emergency.
And what the Constitution says regarding state of emergency. But with the video here, watching it, I think in as much as they allowed him to speak, but, could it be more of, we already know what we want to do. So just say what you have to say and sit down.
Yeah, that was what it was actually looking like. But, we don't want to dwell more on that.
But there are lots of concerns now. Now, people are saying this is setting a dangerous precedent. Talking about in democracy, it's not.
It's actually
people are saying that
posing a threat to democracy.
Now it's more like shutting the mouth of
the common man,
including those who are to come together to make these rules and see how it works. So what about the common man? What does he have to say?
Exactly. This is actually cannot even speak out or be heard. Now, what about the common man? What happens to the common man?
In
fact, it's still talking about this Rivers issue and all of that. Now, the present administrator to Rivers State that Mr. President has appointed has actually assumed office, and he has been putting down some rules as well.
Including paying. He has also ordered the payment of salaries for February and March. Due to the allocation that was withheld by the federal government.
Initially.
Now, I'm like, is this about calm down? Wanna calm down first? Let us sort out the stomach infrastructure so that at least when you have food on your stomach you'll be calm. Or is it that?
Yes, I think
he
that
really
is
had the interest of the people.
That's the question we should be asking right now. But let's see how it goes. We cannot tell what you understand. This thing is just all right.
Yeah, still talking about this. There's this actress. Is it Hilda Dokubo?
Yes.
I saw a video where she was in tears, crying that this is not
other actresses as well. Yes,
this is not the Rivers State we wanted. Why are they so much interested in Rivers State? And she said, according to her, they have milked Rivers State for years, and this is like the first time something good's about to happen to Rivers State, and then
they are
state of emergency. They are coming again to attack and take over.
And Mr. President actually have, according to what she said, Mr. President has personal interest in Rivers State. The video was everywhere.
Yeah, I know. She also talked about Governor Fubara. Since he assumed office for the first time, civil servants were paid 13 months salary.
13 months salary. That's actually a good innovation and has never happened before.
But for a state like Rivers State, that should have been
something that should be happening frequently.
So
in fact, it is a whole lot.
This matter,
this whole week has been
dramatic.
That is the exact word. It has been dramatic. In fact,
so dramatic.
Rivers State issue, it has been everywhere throughout this week. In fact, it has been a whole lot. I'm wondering how it will be on Fubara, and not just even Fubara, Wike himself. And Mr. President himself. Because
talking about Wike,
they are all involved.
Talking about the FCT minister, Nyesom Wike, have you heard anything about? We've not. In fact, he's like he's secluded in all of this.
Calm in every of these things that is happening.
Anything.
He hasn't actually. Yes, he hasn't even come out to say what since this Fubara leaving. Fubara has also left the house, the government house
with military
with his family members and all of that.
Yes, and so 2 people fighting. Only one person, you're punishing one person,
has been suspended.
Why did you do that? Why did no caution, no nothing? Is that the way to go?
Well, let's as this issue keeps unfolding and unfolding and unfolding. So let's just see what unfolds next. Yes. So let's also talk about what the court stopping the move from Natasha. Yes. No, talking about the 6 month suspension, and she's appealing, but they are withdrawing it.
Yes,
they
it
don't want.
Revoked, yes.
They don't want to. The INEC is actually working with the court orders not to recall her.
But
and
is that actually right?
We don't now. Even the court case has been adjourned. It has been adjourned and all of that. So we don't even know what is next for Senator Natasha. In fact, she has been a very resilient woman. She has been a fighter. She has gone to international medias talking about the same issue.
But is it all about going to the international medias? But we've not heard anything. We've not said anything tangible. So it's not about going to report.
The
it's about saying, this, but nothing. So
nothing yet.
More like
even with all of that, even at some point she went to the United Nations where women
but no feedback.
Gathered no feedback yet. So could all those pressure she puts in, effort and all of that, could it be a wasted effort? Because in fact, it has not even shaken.
This question you're asking me, let me answer like the Nigerian. It is well,
all right, but so I believe whatever she's doing, actually, she'll still. I believe she'll still see the positive. How would I put it? There will still be something positive, a positive outcome from all of this.
Yes, so
that's what I feel.
Thank you very much, Ben. So we're still in the discussion. For our viewers, please, we want you to get involved in this intriguing conversations. We want to see your comments. We want to read your comments on air. Yes, we want to hear your views. What do you think about the happenings in Rivers State, in Nigeria as a whole? Just drop your comment in the comment section, and do well to like, follow, share all our content on GbaramatuVoiceTV. Yes, so you can also call in. We'll put in our call line down now for you to call us and want to hear your view. Yes, just the number is now displayed on your screen to call in. We want to hear you talk.
Yes, your
more
interaction.
Like the summary about all the happenings from Mondays, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Like I said, it's been bars, balls. So what's your take? We want to hear them.
Yes, your interaction is as important as our analysis that we are giving.
Yeah.
So it is of great importance for you to put down your contributions in the comment section as well, and call in if you want to end your view, not just even putting down your comments in the comment section. You can call in live and talk out your opinions on the issue that is being discussed. In fact, the whole week has been a whole lot. River State, not just River State, issues in the Senate, Senator Natasha, and all of this. So in fact, if you have one or two you want to talk about, you
now even of course we know PANDEF they must speak.
Yes.
And they have also condemned the emergency
the
state of emergency in River State. But yes,
I believe
so it's more like writing,
all of this association, PANDEF, South Government Forum, they have one community take on this, that it has not gotten to putting in state of emergency.
But the president is not even speaking about it, regardless of all the writings and all the bodies coming together to condemn it. But I think he's still doing what he's got to do.
Well, let's see how this continues. I believe maybe Mr. President might. But do you actually think this 6 month suspension maybe is actually going to be retracted back and Governor Fubara, go take your seats back continue with being governor?
I don't know.
I
doubt, because the way it's going for you to bring in a sole administrator immediately who have actually started operations and starting
Yes,
with
he has started
trying
operations
to buy
already.
the minds of the people by paying their salaries. If you
I feel
ask
this
me,
is a whole lot.
who I go ask, because
Oh my
it's
God,
a
this
lot.
is
Now,
actually
there is a
whole
story here I
lot.
want us to look. It's about illegal maternity home and child trafficking operations in Akwa Ibom.
In Akwa Ibom.
State. You know, talking about this story for a while now. Is it for a while now, or it's actually been?
It has been happening.
It's been happening. You know,
There was one at Admiral as well
Yes.
that we talked about on Beyond the Headlines as well.
could it be that people just come together, they just take teenage girls, get them
In
pregnant,
fact, from that
and
story,
sell off the babies?
7 pregnant ladies were actually in that a place.
So what could warrant such situation? You know, there are ways in cases of infertility. There are ways to go about it: adoption, surrogacy, IVF. So why do people choose to go buy babies in the inappropriate way?
I actually think something else is transpiring on under that story.
What could
I
that be?
believe it can be a case of child trafficking. Don't you think?
Yes, but it's child trafficking. Yes, so they know what they are going into now because they pay them as well. Okay, just come in. Once you bring the man or whoever to get you pregnant, once you deliver, we pay you peanuts and you go. Now, what happens during that process? The teenage child dies, and that's all.
That's all, obviously, because you are being paid. It's just like a contract thing. You're being paid for it, so you obviously know that your life is at stake at some point. So it's either you go by it or go against it. But if you're actually looking for the money and you want to go by it, then you have to bear whatever consequences that follows.
Exactly.
That is what I see. But in fact, this child trafficking thing, this is something that has been ongoing, and people have been talking about it. People have been preaching against this thing, but some perpetrators of this evil decides to continue. What could actually be the factor? Is it poverty, the high rate of poverty, or people just this is just a deliberate act?
I think for some persons, ignorance of the law, and of course ignorance of themselves. Because putting myself in that shoe, I am not sure I am ready, regardless of hunger, poverty. I am not sure I'm ready to go through that process. Now, speaking as a married woman who went through labor,
I'll bet
and
a
all of
child,
that.
and
Now,
at the end of it,
and this is for my husband who has promised everything, and if there are still challenges as a mother, raising that, the process
during
of
that 9 months
pregnancy, there are a whole lot of trauma, and then you choose a total stranger, anybody, just because you want cash. Much?
Then after birthing the child, you won't be able
your
to.
Child. You won't
in
nurture
fact,
your
that
child.
connection.
I think it's a lifetime trauma, because for every pregnancy, there is a part of a woman who goes with that baby. For every pregnancy,
obviously,
and you can never fully recover. So for these girls doing this, I think it's more of ignorance and not of poverty. Poverty, of course, could be a reason, but
would also be a reason.
So how do we go about this? I think there should be sensitization.
People nowadays can actually do anything for money. That is the rate poverty has eaten so deeply into people's mind. People can do anything for money.
And the funny thing is that some parents are even in support of these things. Like, come on, go and do it. Can't you see your mates? Are they not doing it?
And they're making money.
And I'm like, how did we get here? Before now, parents fend for their children, give them the basic life, give them basic education. But these days, parents are the one who's not telling her, look at your friend, look at Jennifer.
You want
she's
the child
one paying the rent of her father. She's the one paying. You are just here doing, like, how did we get here? Or should we talk about Yahoo boys? And in fact, let's not
story.
No. That's a story for another day. We won't leave here today if we are to delve into that. So let's not go there. But in all of this, I think there should be sensitization. Especially girl child. awareness, going to
Awareness
secondary
on
schools,
these
the remote
issues.
villages, not just remote, even city girls are doing it, but
They are doing
I
it.
just feel there should be, the federal government should look into it and give sensitization. Yes, look critically. And also, I don't think there should be mercy when it comes to discovering illegal maternity homes. There shouldn't be mercy of any sort.
One of recent,
yes.
yeah, we'll talk about one. One of recent was actually discovered just in Warrior, in Ekpan actually.
They say Warrior?
Yes, in Ekpan.
Wow.
Was discovered. So in fact, this is a topic that we've been talking about all the time. So I think the government are actually trying. The police force, security force are actually trying on this issue, because in fact, if not for them, I don't think all these people, all these perpetrators of this evil will be found. And but I believe all of this with time.
All right, so it's still the program Beyond the Headlines on GbaramatuVoiceTV. This is Saturday's special edition. This is just a way for us to make you feel relaxed. And I hope you're enjoying our conversation. Yes. So, but before then, we want you to drop your comment in the comment section. Tell us, is the emergency rule in Rivers State, is it justified? All we want to see is a yes or a no. Yes, we're trying to take a poll. Do you think is justified? Yes or no? Yes. So we'll be going straight into our news stories for today and Beyond the Headlines on GbaramatuVoiceTV, reaching you live from the Niger Delta Media Center here in Ogunuwari, Delta State. Yes, so our tops. Okay, so we will go on a short break now, and when we come back, we will go straight into our news, our headlines, making it for the week. Yes, bye.
Any more contributions? Any more contributions? So we put the question. Are we ready for the question? Are we ready? Those in support of this request of Mr. President as amended should say aye. Aye! Those in support of this request from Mr. President as amended should say aye. Those against should say nay. There is have it. Thank you very much. Clerk.
Welcome back from that short break. It's still beyond the headlines on Baramatu Voice TV, reaching you live from the Niger Delta Media Center. And it is the Saturday special edition. Yes, this is where we give you in-depth analysis on the stories all through the week. Yeah. So before we go into our news story for today, we also like you to share your comments on if the emergency rule in Rivers State is justified. We just need your yes or no in the comment section. So please do well to do that. Yeah, so going straight into our top stories for the week. South Governors Forum reject emergency rule in Rivers State. The South Governors Forum has issued a strong rejection of the emergency rule in Rivers State, calling on President Bola Ahmed Tinubu to reverse the decision. In a statement signed by the forum chairman, Governor Doye Diri of Bayelsa State, the governors condemned the removal of elected officials and the imposition of military rule in the state. According to the statement, the 2023 Constitution of Nigeria, as amended under Section 3053, only allows for emergency rule in cases of war, invasion, or a breakdown of public order, circumstances that they argue do not exist in Rivers State. The governors described the move as a dangerous precedent that could threaten democracy in Nigeria and called on the president to allow political disputes to be settled legally. Vice Admiral Ibok-Ete Ibas assumes duty on sole administrator of Rivers State. Following the emergency declaration, Vice Admiral Ibok-Ete Ibas retired, has officially assumed duty as the sole administrator of Rivers State. Ibas, who is a former chief of naval staff, held a closed-door meeting with top state officials before addressing journalists. In his statement, he assured the public that Rivers remains peaceful and that his administration will work closely with stakeholders to restore normalcy. He also urged residents to remain law-abiding and promised that his administration would prioritize governance and development in the state.
All right, thank you, Agogo, for that beautiful one. Still on the news, Rivers State sole administrator orders immediate payment of workers' salaries. The new sole administrator of Rivers State, Vice Admiral Ibok-Ete Ibas, has directed the immediate payment of outstanding salaries for civil servants. The affected salaries covering February and March 2025 were delayed due to the Supreme Court intervention, which placed the hold on federal allocations amid the political crisis. Ibas met with NULJ, Nigerian Union of Local Government Employees, and assured workers that their welfare remains a top priority. State workers have welcomed the directive, with many expressing relief that they will finally receive their entitlements. Senator Henry Seriake Dickson opposes emergency rule, clashes with Senate President Akpabio. Senator Henry Seriake Dickson, representing Bayelsa West, has strongly opposed the emergency rule in Rivers State, calling it a violation of constitutional democracy. During a heated closed-door session of the Senate, Dickson clashed with Senate President Godswill Akpabio, accusing him of attempting to suppress opposing views on the issue. According to the sources, Dickson warned that allowing the president to remove an elected governor arbitrarily could pose a threat to democracy across Nigeria. The debate in the Senate is expected to continue as more lawmakers weigh in on the issue.
Moving forward, Edo and Cross River governors disown South Governors Forum statement. The governor of Edo State, Monday Akpabio, has disassociated himself from the position of the South governors on President Bola Tinubu's declaration of state of emergency in Rivers State. A statement by the Chief Press Secretary, CPS, to the governor, Fred Itua, disclosed that the governor's position on the issue was neither made with his knowledge nor contributions. The position by the governors of the South opposing the declaration of a state of emergency in Rivers State by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu did not get the nod of Governor Akpabio, maintaining that Governor Akpabio was neither consulted nor informed. While Governor Akpabio acknowledges the right of other governors in the South geopolitical zone to take a position, he, however, disassociated himself from any statement that opposes the declaration of a state of emergency in Rivers State. The statement added that Tinubu understands the issues at stake. Governor Akpabio supports actions so far taken by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu that will bring lasting solutions and peace to Rivers State and the South geopolitical zone, the statement added. The acting governor of Cross River State, Peter Ode, has distanced himself from the statement, reportedly issued by the chairman of the South Governors Forum, opposing President Bola Tinubu's decision to suspend the Rivers State governor and impose a state of emergency. In a statement signed by his press secretary, Fred Abua, Ode clarified that he was neither consulted nor his opinion sought before the forum released its position. He stated the position of the forum does not reflect the views of the government of Cross River State, which fully aligns with the decision of Mr. President, taking the best interest of national security, peace, and stability. He furthered, every responsible government must prioritize the protection of lives and property, and where circumstances necessitate decisive action, such measures should be supported for the greater good of our democracy and national unity. Cross River State remains committed to upholding constitutional governance and will continue to collaborate with the federal government in ensuring peace, security, and stability across the country. Still on the news, court halts move to recall Senator Natasha Akpabio. The Federal High Court in Lokoja has barred INEC from processing any petition seeking the recall of Senator Natasha Akpabio, Kogi Central. Justice Issa Dashen issued the order after an ex parte application was filed by 5 registered voters. The applicants argue that the recall process was politically motivated and lacked legal merit. The court has adjourned the case until May 6, 2025 for further hearing.
All right, still on the news. Nnamdi Kanu apologizes to Judiciary, places a legal team. Detained IPOB leader Nnamdi Kanu has apologized to the Judiciary, particularly Justice Binta Yanko, who rescued herself from his case after complaints of bias. During his rearraignment before Justice James Omotosho, Kanu announced a new legal team led by Chief Kanu Agabi San, a former Attorney General. The decision comes after Barrister Aloy Ejimako, his former lawyer, stepped aside due to disagreements over legal strategy. Kanu's lawyer has requested accelerated hearing on his bail application, citing his health conditions in detention. PANDEF condemns a River State emergency rule, calls it a betrayal. The Pan-Niger Delta Forum, PANDEF, has strongly condemned the emergency rule in Rivers, describing it as a betrayal of the Niger Delta region. In a statement, PANDEF reminded President Tinubu that he had opposed emergency rule in 2013 when President Goodluck Jonathan imposed it in Borno, Adamawa, and Yobe states. The group accused FCT Minister Nyesom Wike of being behind the political crisis and warned that the Niger Delta would resist any attempt to impose external control on Rivers State.
Yes, thank you so much for that. Still on the news, police uncover illegal maternity home child trafficking operation in Akwa Ibom State. Police in Akwa Ibom State have raided an illegal maternity home allegedly involved in child trafficking and medical malpractice. The facility, located in Osonga-Etiat, Abak local government area, was reportedly impersonating a licensed hospital and conducting illegal adoption. Authorities have confirmed that several young women and newborn have been rescued while investigations are ongoing. Rivers State Sole Administrator releases local government's allocations. Vice Admiral Ibok-Ete Ibas has confirmed that the withheld local government allocations have been released following the Supreme Court ruling amid the political crisis. The funds will be directed towards salaries, developmental projects, and essential services. Local government administrators have expressed relief and pledged to utilize the funds effectively for governance.
3 killed, 30 injured in renewed Ifon-Ilobu communal clash. A renewed land dispute between the Ifon and Ilobu communities in Osun State has led to violent clashes, returning in 3 fatalities, including a former councillor, 30 individuals sustaining gunshot injuries. Security operatives have been deployed to the area, and an emergency peace meeting has been scheduled. Ex-Governor Orji Uzor Kalu fails to block 7.1 billion naira corruption appeal. The Court of Appeal has rejected a bid to former Abia State Governor Orji Uzor Kalu to block a corruption appeal against him. The case involves 7.1 billion naira fraud allegations, which were initially dismissed in 2021. The federal government is now set to pursue the case further, a move Kalu's legal team opposes.
Still on the news, NAFDAC destroys over 100 truckloads of fake drugs in Anambra State. The National Agency for Food and Drug Administration and Control, NAFDAC, has destroyed over 100 truckloads of fake and substandard drugs. The operation focused on Bridgehead Market, Onitsha, a known hub for counterfeit pharmaceuticals. NAFDAC vowed to continue nationwide crackdown to protect public health. And the last news making it today to our headline stories is Ijaw stakeholders meet in Abuja, reject state of emergency in Rivers State. Ijaw stakeholders from across the Federal Capital Territory, FCT, and Northern Nigeria gathered in Abuja on Wednesday, March 19, 2025, to condemn the declaration of a state of emergency in Rivers State by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. The coalition of concerned Ijaw stakeholders described the move as an unconstitutional attempt to undermine democracy and subvert the will of the people. Speaking at a press conference, Mrs. Rosemary John Odwane, convener of the coalition, expressed deep concerns over what she called a systematic abuse of power through the use of military and police forces against democratic institutions. According to her, President Tinubu, with the backing of security agencies, has sidelined the 1999 Constitution as amended to illegally remove the elected governor and government of Rivers State. She stated, "The President and all governors swore to uphold and protect the Constitution. However, Bola Tinubu has cast it aside using the armed forces and police to intimidate a duly elected government. His goal is to force the governor and state officials to defect to his political party in his desperate bid to create a one-party dictatorship and ensure his re-election at all costs. The coalition also accused the Attorney General of the Federation, Lateef Fagbemi-San, of enabling the constitutional violations. The stakeholders alleged that he facilitated the legal framework for the state of emergency, paving the way for the unconstitutional removal of a democratically elected leader. In a strong appeal to the international community, the stakeholders called on global democratic institutions, including the United Nations, African Union, ECOWAS, European Union, and the government of the United States and the United Kingdom to intervene before Nigeria descends into full-scale authoritarian rule. We urge all Democrats and defenders of human rights to rise against this blatant abuse of power. The institution of state must not be used to entrench nepotism, corruption, and dictatorship. The rule of law must be upheld and the will of the people must be respected, the coalition stated. Comrade Emmanuel Denma, chairman of the Ijaw Youth Council IYC Abuja, described the situation as a direct assault on democracy, warning that it could trigger widespread unrest. What we are witnessing is a complete rape of democracy. This is not the Nigeria we envisioned, a nation where the rule of law is trampled upon at will. The Ijaw people are peaceful, but we will not allow anyone to trample on our rights or disrespect our heritage. If this injustice continues, we will resist it by all means necessary, he declared. The stakeholders also accused Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Nyesom Wike, of being a key figure in the crisis, alleging that he is being used by the president to destabilize the opposition and suppress dissent. The president has empowered Wike to create chaos in Rivers State, using security agencies to intimidate, arrest, and even eliminate opponents. The attempt to force the governor to sign away his constitutional powers is a direct attack on democracy, the coalition alleged. The Ijaw leaders further criticized President Tinubu's claim that the Rivers governor was guilty of misconduct, arguing that such a declaration was a usurpation of judicial power. No president has a right to unilaterally declare a governor guilty of misconduct. That power belongs to the judiciary, not the executive. This is a dangerous precedent that must be stopped immediately, they asserted. The coalition concluded by warning that the Ijaw people would not remain silent in the face of oppression. We are peaceful and accommodating people. We have coexisted with different ethnic groups and shared our resources without discrimination. But we will not stand by and allow anyone to insult our ancestors or violate our rights. This injustice must end now, Comrade Denma warned. The press conference was attended by representatives from several Ijaw groups, including the Ijaw National Congress, INC, Abuja Chapter, Delta Ijaw Community Abuja, Ijaw Women Congress, IWC, Abuja Chapter, Ijaw Youth Council, IYC, Abuja Chapter, Arogboyebe Community, Abuja, Opobo Community, Abuja, Wakirike Community, Abuja, Andoni Community, Abuja, Boni Community, Abuja, and the Ijaw Traditional Rulers and Opinion Leaders Association, ITOLA, Abuja. The stakeholders reaffirmed their commitment to democracy and urged President Tinubu to reverse his decision, warning that failure to do so could lead to widespread resistance across the Niger Delta.
All right, yes, that is the news making it to our headlines this morning. All right, going back to our audience this morning. Now, these are like the questions. What do you think? What do you think about this state of emergency put in by President Tinubu? Do you agree to that fact? Do you agree to the fact that the federal government should have as well consulted the governors before, putting in the state of emergency? Let us know your comments in the comment section below. Put it down. And if you want to be a part of this conversation as well, make sure to call the number displayed on your screen. So quickly going to the comment section on the live, let's read some comments that we have from the comment section.
Okay, not yet. So trying to get some of the comments.
All right. Okay, I have some. All right. From Shima Obi. General Bola Tinubu, fear God. No man is greater than the greatest. All right. Okay, that is a comment from Shima Obi. All right. I have a very, very lengthy one from Marcos. Now, people should study the political crisis in Rivers State. We are Rivers people and we know the truth of the things that is happening in Rivers State. That since the assumption of the past administration of Fubara, there have been pockets of problems between the House of Assembly and the Rivers State governor that have several courts of law judgments given and judgments not obeyed. If we shall tell the truth to our children today, what they learned from us, we should try and leave a legacy behind for our children yet unborn. The political trend in Rivers State was gradually generating into ethnic crisis, so the president has no option than to declare state of emergency to forestall breakdown of, I think the president should say, law and order in such states in Nigeria, to avoid further destruction of lives and property of the citizens. Lawlessness, public disorder, civil unrest, political intimidation, political stability. All right,
Mr. Marcos, you just gave us a project topic.
He gave us an history.
Yes,
he said this is not. In fact, it has been there. It has been growing.
Yes.
It is not something that started
today.
Today.
Yes. So we also have another comment here from Bernard Alibi. He said, "My dear, Nigeria has finished, remaining to be buried." Buried care. No,
all right. Yes.
Nigeria.
Yes. So as this is ongoing, if you want to be a part of this, we are urging you guys to call the line displayed on the screen.
On your screen.
The issue that has been ongoing throughout this week, the Rivers crisis. In fact, the South Governor Forum coming together to reject the state of emergency by our president, Mr. President. And not just that, even the PANDEF has actually argued to the fact that state of emergency is not needed at this point. There is no war in Rivers State. There is no what do you call it? There's no war in Rivers State.
Yet you're declaring a state of emergency.
There's no disaster in Rivers State. In
fact,
on
what ground
are you declaring that? And following Natasha issue as well, and all of that, even Senator Dickson opposed to the fact as well in a closed door meeting with the Senate House. So if you want to be a part of this conversation, if you want to drop your 1 or 2 cents on this issue, you can do well by calling the number displayed on your screen, and your opinion will be heard.
Yes, and you can also do well to subscribe to our YouTube channels to get more updates on GbaramatuVoiceTV, and of course visit our website at www.GbaramatuVoiceNews.com. gbaramatuvoicetv@gmail.com. We want you to be a part of this discussion. Please put in your comments in the comment section. We want to hear your view. We want to talk about it, and you can also call us, yes, because we are so interested with the views of the people,
audience.
yes, and that's why Gbaramatu Voice is the voice of the people. So we want to hear you talk. We want to hear you just say
on
something.
all
yes,
of your
on
social
all,
media
yes,
page.
yes.
Turn on
The
rather
notification
the notification
button, yes.
button. So whenever we are giving you real updates, you would be the first to be updated, obviously. So make sure to turn on that button on all our social media platforms. As you all know, we're on Facebook, we're on X, on Instagram, on TikTok, on YouTube at Gbaramatu Voice. And you know our website, if you want more detailed story, you can visit our website www.gbaramatuvoicenews.com.
Yes, thank you. Well, still asking, is the emergency rule in Rivers State, is it justified? We want you to tell us yes or no. We want
put it down on the comment section.
Put down all of this together. So put it in the comment section. Yes. Do we have more comments over there, Best?
All right, let me check further.
Yes, so it's still beyond the headlines.
Okay,
yes,
from Billions of okay, very wrong impression. You as in all right. Okay, well, I there is no other comments on the comment section.
All right, so like we said earlier on, you can subscribe to our YouTube channel at Gbaramatu Voice TV. Yes, so do well to subscribe, like, share, for you to get updates, to get notified whenever we post anything. We want you to be the first to hear about it. Yes, it's still beyond the headlines on the Gbaramatu Voice TV, reaching you live from the Niger Delta Media Center here in Ogunwari Delta State. And this is a Saturday special edition. Yes, this is where we give you gist, we give you updates, we give you happenings, everything you need to know. And that's what we want you to be a part of this program.
All right, quickly checking if we'll have a comment on YouTube. All right. Well, I don't think there is any comments on YouTube. All right, that is all of the comments we have on today's Beyond the Headline.
That will be all today Beyond the Headlines of Gbaramatu Voice TV, and this special Saturday special edition. Yes, I want to thank all our viewers for staying glued from the beginning till the end. We truly appreciate you. You are amazing. Thank you so much. Yes, so we've been talking about from all of our discussions today. We talked about the South
Governors Forum coming together to reject.
Yes. We also talked about the Edo State and Cross River State governors who disassociated themselves from the South Governors' opinion about the emergency rule. Yes, we also talked about illegal,
Dickson,
Senator Dickson,
the clash
with Senator
President
Akpabio. Yeah, we also talked about the illegal maternity homes discovered in Akwa Ibom State, and a whole lot more that was discussed on this program. Yes, thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you so much for staying glued till the very end. We truly appreciate you. And we're wrapping up now on Beyond the Headlines on Gbaramatu Voice TV, reaching you live from the Niger Delta Media Center. And signing off is Agogo Nico, and with my co-host
Best Alone. Good day.
Bye for now.
signifies talking to me. Yeah, I'm saying my humble self on behalf of everyone, the more critical stakeholder in the council worldwide. I enjoyed my voice this day with other comrades and other leaders of the job group to express our grievances at the most recent development coming out of Rivers State, which says that Sim Kubara, an Ijaw man who is the governor of Rivers State, has been suspended, and then we have an interim administration in Rivers State, hereby declaring a state of emergency by His Excellency President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. I would like to take us back and then let us think about this critically. Because in my opinion, this is about the sovereignty of Rivers State. First of all, I will ask this question. What is the issue between the Minister of FCT, Nyesom Wike, and Sim Kubara? It is an issue whereby they have come together. The Minister of FCT, as a godfather, has come to discuss how to divide our collective patrimony as Rivers people. How we are going to share Rivers money. Is that a democratic way of life? No. That is not democracy. So when Sim Kubara has refused on those terms, it has degenerated to what we have right now today in Rivers State, whereby the President has come and openly taken a side. I will tell Mr. President that, Mr. President, we are losing trust in your leadership. We are losing trust in your ability. We are losing trust in your ability to lead Nigeria aright as one entity. You cannot take laws into your hands. You are the chief president of the country. You are the chief security officer of the country. So we expect you to lead us as a father. We have two people who have differences. Yes, be it political. Today, you have helped Nyesom Wike in taking over and making Rivers State a free for all. I will tell you something. We have states in Nigeria. We have a state also called Cross River State. And in Cross River State, there is a governor that is a cross riverian. So why in Rivers State, in this modern day democracy, where is the place of the Rivers man? So you are trying to tell us that there is no place for a Rivers man? You said they blew up pipeline. They blew one pipeline for goodness sake. We will try to call you and Mr. President to let you know that please do not set a bad precedent. So are you trying to tell us that if today, while sitting down here, we hear a pipeline goes up in Bayelsa State, you declare a state of emergency? Is that how you hope to take over the whole Niger Delta with Nyesom Wike? We stand against this. All of this we perceive as totally draconian and undemocratic. And we will say no to it. We will say no to it. And we will resist it until you give us what is democratic. How a pipeline blew. Have we confirmed that that pipeline was blown by Ibas? Yes! I will tell you that pipeline was blown in Gokana. That is not an Ijaw land. So where did the Ijaws go from to blow that pipeline? So if another ethnic group, their parents blow up a pipeline, you now declare a state of emergency where there is an Ijaw governor. We will tell you something. For 24 years, Rivers State has been ruled by other ethnic groups. And then they have also developed their places. This is the time where an Ijaw man is there. And also to develop the Ijaw land. So across our places, the bridges and the interland, which we fought for. This is our time to also enjoy the governance of Rivers State. We tell you, Mr. President, please remove your hands from this, act as a father, and don't truncate the peace in the Niger Delta.
Excuses. Of course, we are Ijaws, we will remain Ijaw. Nobody can take the Ijawness from us. As Savannah, this chanting cannot be taken away from us. It's embedded into us. We will keep raising our voice if the president refuses. We will keep chanting our Savannah like nobody, the likes of Wike and his co-travelers do not want to hear. We will keep raising those voices and those chanting. We will not stop. Better still, of course, we all know and understand that all of these issues are quite very politically motivated. It has to do with relationship. if for so long we have agreed and decided to keep the cordiality and good relationship with Mr. President, and if the Mr. President has refused or decided not to, rather better to trade our relationship with him to years or weekend, then we have no option than to look for a better relationship. We are coming to a new political system. The new era or the new political era will define what the Ijaw position will be. I will not speak further on this subject matter, but we will define our new relationship when the time comes. We have the President of the Ijaw Council worldwide. He will speak when the time comes. We have our leaders from all of the Ijaw nation. They will speak when the time comes about where and how our direction will be. We will define our new relationship. If the President and our father, the Grand Commander of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, President Ahmed Tinubu, will rather prefer or decide to trade the love, affection, and loyalty that the Ijaw nation has given to him in choosing Wike, then the Ijaw nation will know and will decide in due time. God bless you.
The president of the Niger Delta Progressive Youth Leadership Foundation. As it is, our organization stands for unity of the Niger.